Brought to you by Penguin.
Getting to Know the General, The Story of an Involvement by Graham Greene. Read by Elliot Levy. Graham Greene was born in 1904. On coming down from Balliol College, Oxford, he worked for 4 years as sub-editor on The Times. He established his reputation with his fourth novel, Stamboul Train. In 1935, he made a journey across Liberia, described in Journey Without Maps, and on his return was appointed film critic of The Spectator. In 1926, he had been received into the Roman Catholic Church and visited Mexico in 1938 to report on the religious persecution there. As a result, he wrote The Lawless Roads, and later his famous novel, The Power and the Glory. Brighton Rock was published in 1938, and in 1940 he became literary editor of The Spectator. The next year he undertook work for the Foreign Office and was stationed in Sierra Leone from 1941 to 1943. This later produced the novel The Heart of the Matter, set in West Africa. As well as his many novels, Graham Greene wrote several collections of short stories, 4 travel books, 6 plays, 3 books of autobiography, A Sort of Life, Ways of Escape, and A World of My Own, published posthumously, 2 of biography, and 4 books for children. He also contributed hundreds of essays and film and book reviews, some of which appear in the collections Reflections and Mornings in the Dark. Many of his novels and short stories have been filmed, and The Third Man was written as a film treatment. Graham Greene was a member of the Order of Merit and a Companion of Honour. Graham Greene died in April 1991. Forward. 1. In August 1981, my bag was packed for my 5th visit to Panama, when the news came to me over the telephone of the death of General Omar Torrijos Herrera, my friend and host. The small plane in which he was flying to a house which he owned at Coclecito in the mountains of Panama had crashed, and there were no survivors. A few days later, the voice of his security guard, Sergeant Chuchu, alias José de Jesus Martinez, ex-professor of Marxist philosophy at Panama University, professor of mathematics and a poet, told me, "There was a bomb in the plane. I know there was a bomb in the plane, but I can't tell you why over the telephone." At that moment, the idea came to me to write a short personal memoir, based on the diaries which I had kept over the last 5 years, as a tribute to a man whom during that time I had grown to love. But as soon as I had written the first sentences after the title Getting to Know the General, I realized that it was not only the General whom I had got to know over those 5 years, it was also Chuchu, one of the few men in the National Guard whom the General trusted completely. And it was this bizarre and beautiful little country, split in two by the Canal and the American Zone, a country which had become, thanks to the General, of great practical importance in the struggle for liberation taking place in Nicaragua and El Salvador. 2. A friend asked me, as I was writing the closing passages of this book, "But why this interest which you seem always to have shown in Spain and Spanish America? There was Mexico in The Power and the Glory, Paraguay in Travels with My Aunt, Cuba in Our Man in Havana, Argentina in The Honorary Consul. You visited President Allende in Chile, and now you've published Monsignor Quixote." It was a question which I found difficult, for the answer belonged in the dark cave of the unconscious. My interest went back much further than my visit to Mexico in 1938 to report on the persecution there. My second published novel, Rumour at Nightfall, which appeared in 1934, was set in Spain during the Carlist Wars. Although, at the time of writing, I'd only passed 1 day in Spain when I was 16. Then I had visited Coruña from a liner which had stopped at Vigo on the way to Lisbon. I was keeping my Aunt Eva company.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?